The party
Guy
was lame to me.
Fieri.
Fieri.
This is the fun.
Yeah.
So they're trying to track him down. Mora's at the party.
I just want to say, you are never allowed to pick the freaking theme for anything again. Okay. Albuquerque, fire truck. We're just yelling out words now? What's going on here? Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so be sure to check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I'm being joined by my sister and co-host, Vetta.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
And on this episode, we are talking about One Crazy Summer. Now, Vetta, I wanted to ask you, when was the first time you saw this movie?
I didn't see it when it came out because I seriously was like 10, and which
Right.
really doesn't make a difference, but I wouldn't have seen it in the movie theaters. I probably saw it when it was on like HBO or Showtime, you
Yeah.
know, so probably a year after it was in the theaters. So,
Did you like it when you first saw it?
oh, yeah. I mean, how often
Yeah.
can you say you don't like a John Cusack movie that
I
he's
mean,
in?
right on. I mean, you could, but I mean, when we're talking about 80s movies, I mean, I guess maybe there's I don't know. I saw it when I was really young. I want to say I was 10, and at first I thought it was freaking weird, this movie, but I didn't appreciate the kookiness of it.
I was
But
gonna say,
now,
but it makes sense that you thought it was weird if you were like 10, because
yeah,
the
like I didn't.
humor.
Yeah, and like I always thought the animated parts were stupid, but like, you know, you get older and you're like, oh, okay, I understand now. But yeah, so but let's get into reviewing this movie. But first, we're gonna ask the most important question of the night, and that is, what are you drinking? Vetta, what are you drinking?
I am just drinking a good old vodka Red Bull with some grenadine in it. I
Nice.
didn't get too creative because a lot of the drinks that kept coming up, I had already done before. Like, because this movie is
I feel
about,
you.
it's got a love story in it. It's
You
got,
couldn't
you
you
know,
can find a dolphin drink with
a
foam.
rabies
Yeah,
dolphin
rabies foam.
foaming rabies
Cocktail.
dolphin. No,
That'd be great. You
it
put those
couldn't
little sharks in it, those little gummy
work.
sharks in
Yeah.
it. That'd be great. Okay, so I'm just drinking a White Claw just because I it's got a wave on it, so yay, ocean. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, because that's the only reason why you would drink it.
This drink is summer, okay? It screams summer. Okay, all right. So we're gonna get started on this movie. So, One Crazy Summer. Hoops McCann, an aspiring teenage cartoonist, heads to Nantucket for a summer vacation with his best friend. There, he and his eccentric group of pals band together to help a young singer-songwriter save her grandfather's estate from greedy real estate developers. Dun dun dun. All right. Let me pull this movie up. And before we get started on this, I just want to say I do, like I said before, now I appreciate the mix of animation and live action, because then you get to, because he discusses himself through his drawings or whatnot.
Yeah.
So, but we start off with, go ahead.
He's waiting for a scholarship from the Rhode Island Institute of Art, I think. And he has to submit a cartoon about love, and he sucks at it. And we find that out from this first
because he's never been in love. He's never been in love. So
I am sorry. You can write a love story without ever being in love.
Yeah, just tell your parents' story, but in animation. Like, yeah. Unless they're, well, you could still tell their story if they're divorced, because they had to be in love at one point in time.
Right.
Unless, you know, it was just one night. You know what I'm saying? Because we do never meet his dad.
Mean, it was the 80s.
It was the 80s. All right. So he tells the story about this rhino. And he's like, love is blind. So maybe he couldn't find this rhino guy. So he went and asked the fuzzy bunnies. And he's like, hey, will you help me out? And they're like, why would anybody want to help you out? You're fucking ugly and everything. Look at that gut and everything. I was like,
I just love how when they punched him in the gut, he had a hamburger on his tongue. Like,
hey,
dude,
listen,
swallow your
weirder things have happened. I watched a 600-pound Life or whatever, and a woman had a cheeseburger under one of her folds. So I'm just saying, it's not out of the realm of impossible. So they were all laughing at him. So then he pulled out a 45 and blew those motherfuckers away. And I'm like, you need to calm down,
Right.
John Cusack. You are getting crazy upset right now. I also like how his name was Hoops, but he could not shoot to fucking
I
save
think
his
it was
life.
one
He's
of
just
those,
broken.
like, probably some bully started calling him that because of how
Right.
bad he sucked, and it
Yeah.
stuck. His mom, this part cracks me up because the minute she came in and said the words that she says about
Tell
his
him what
cap
tell
and
everyone
gown.
what she says. Tell
Oh,
everyone what she
she walks in and she's like, "Well, here's your cap and gown, all washed and cleaned." And he goes, "What?" And
Yeah.
she's like, "Wait, these are rentals. So many people wear them." And if anyone has ever graduated from anything where they needed a cap and gown, even kindergarten, the first thing you're told is do not wash them. They are dry clean only because they
Yes.
will shrink.
Yeah, and I just also want to just say, like, I've never like when my cap and gown I had to buy. Like, I don't know about you, but I still have mine. I couldn't rent it.
No, I didn't have to buy mine. Ours were rental, but all of my kids had to buy theirs.
Yeah, I was like,
Well,
rental. I was like, I wish I could have rented mine. I think it was
and
like
this it
100.
cracks me up too.
I don't
We
know.
had the option to buy ours, but that
Why
just
would you
didn't
want
seem
that?
like why would I want it? I
Yeah,
don't
because
need a cap and
I
gown. We bought the
exactly.
caps. You had to buy the cap.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we had to buy the sash, because we all had sashes. We had to buy the sash, the cap, and the gown. We didn't have an option.
Oh, yeah. No, we didn't have to buy our sashes. Like if we had any any special.
Oh, ours just said the name of our school, and that was it. I
Oh,
was
we
like,
didn't have those.
it
Ours were
fucking
like you had
sucked.
the cords if you were part of National Honor Society. Those you had to purchase because that was an optional club. But then I think the school gave us ribbons or something if you played sports, arts, blah, blah, blah. But my thing is his shrinks way too much. This
So
was a
short.
kindergartner's
I'm
cap
so
and
sure.
gown.
That's I was
That
like,
or his mom
it's
washed it 400 times, one for every person that wore it
well,
before
I love
him.
how his cap is even is small. Like she washed his
Like,
cap too. Like
what?
what?
Those are brand new. Those they
Yeah.
don't rent because,
Yeah, you don't rent those.
it's lice. Like nobody does anything rental wise with head stuff
Yeah,
because
exactly.
yeah.
I was like, did his mother rent the child's gown and then just shrunk
And
that?
now he's wearing a crop top. And they don't show him walking across the stage. And that's what they should have done of
They
just
should have done that,
everybody
yeah.
laughing. Because there's no way he walked across that stage and people did not laugh their asses off.
Right on. So, okay, so then his friend invites him to Nantucket because he's like, I'm going to Nantucket for the summer. You should come with or whatnot. And okay, I want to just ask you a question with this one. Is this because this guy, is this guy dead?
I
Because
think
he
that's what
just,
they're saying, that the cap killed him. But before that, you skipped over. I thought you were going to pause on it, but you skipped over it. You missed the name of their high school and the name of the
okay.
town that they lived
Yeah,
in.
yeah, why don't you tell us what it is while I find that fucking
Just keep no, right here.
oh,
Okay,
there,
keep going. Well, that'll
gen,
work too.
gen,
Generic high school,
high
and they
school.
live in Generic, Rhode Island. That's not a place. But I
Isn't
absolutely love it that the
isn't every
filmmakers were
place
like,
in Rhode Island generic? That
I just love how they're like, we're putting a high school graduation scene in this movie. Let's just make it as generic as possible. And so some smart ass was like, generic high school, generic Rhode Island.
Right. Yeah, that's so funny. That's good right there. That's good. Okay, so then they head out and everything. So this killed him apparently because I was like, is he dead? Because his head's not flopping. He's just sitting
I
there.
think he is,
So
but I love how they just sat him down and walked away.
they're just like, well, fuck you, redhead.
And apparently in generic Rhode Island, everyone gets a car on graduation day because they're walking through the parking lot and every car has a banner for whatever kid it's for and a big giant bow. And then they get to Hoops. And
which is go ahead.
A street cleaner.
A street cleaner, because isn't his dad? Because he's like, oh, I just got a street. I'm going to be a street cleaner or whatever. Follow the old man's footsteps or something like that. I thought he said something like that, but Yeah, no. So he gets a street cleaner, which I'm all like, that's actually not that bad of a vehicle. I mean, I wouldn't drive it everywhere, but I'm like, you
I
got a
was just
job
gonna
now.
say, did he get him a car or a job?
A job. Either way, I think that that's pretty decent,
I mean, it's a government job. There's good, at least you're gonna have benefits.
Exactly. So then he's like, we got to pick up my sister before we go
He's like,
to
come to
Nantucket.
Nantucket with me, but we
Yeah,
gotta get my sister.
come to Nantucket for the wheat sale and everything.
Yeah,
So,
but no matter what you do, don't say anything about the way her dog looks. And I'm sorry,
yeah, his
what is wrong
sister's.
with her dog?
Yeah, I
No,
was going to
he's
talk to you
had
about
a
this.
couple injuries and he's wearing a cone of shame.
Yeah, you can't. It's like there. She's like, we got to pick up my sister, and you can't say don't. Whatever you do, don't say anything mean about her dog. And I'm all like, I mean, like, well, first off, you can't say anything about her dog. I mean, like, I didn't mind the dog. I'm like, okay, he had what, like ear surgery? Okay, fine, everything.
He
But I was
had
like,
something gone on. Who knows? Maybe he had an interaction with a porcupine. We never
yeah,
get the why,
yeah, it
but
could
he's
just be
wearing the
like,
cone of shame.
yeah, the cone of shame and everything. So this crossing walk lady who is carrying a beer and drinking a beer. Just want to say that very irresponsible. She's like, hey, what are you
The
doing this
80s.
summer? And I just want to be like, lady, you need to get these kids across the road. Stop talking to them in the middle of the road with your stop sign and your beer and your captain's hat and shit. And so while she's doing that, she's like, hey, how's Bonzo? Is that his name, Bonzo? Bosco. And these two little girls come up, right? And they're making faces at the dog. And they're like,
They're
you're
doing
so
that
ugly.
thing where they flip their hands up
Yeah,
and they have eyes and they
yeah.
push
They
their
put cheese
nose
down and
up
they
and their
put the nose,
fingers down. They're just making those funny faces. And we all heard the thing the crossing guard says to them when we were kids. I heard it.
Yeah, I heard it too. Like if somebody slaps you on the back while you got your hand face like that, your face will stay like that forever. And they're like, and so they go around the corner and they're laughing at the dog, right? By the way, she's holding a Cabbage Patch Kid, classic.
Right.
And so they're all like, you're so ugly. And I just want to say real quick, Vetta, I'm not the most brightest person on the planet, but I'm not a dummy. As soon as I saw that dog alone, I would have been like, where that bitch at? Where that redheaded bitch at? Where she
like
at?
It was a setup the minute the dog was left alone.
Yeah, exactly.
And the dog was in on it. He was happy to be in on it.
Oh, yeah, that dog was all like, fuck you, bitches. Come here and make fun of me. So this redhead smacks him on the back, right? And they turn around and remove their hands. And their faces are just the best. They're the best. I love that. I mean, you can totally tell it's fake, but it's so good. So good. And
they almost look like, what's that movie? Night of the Comet. When they're in the mall, the eyes of the guys that are infected, but they didn't like turn to red dust like the other people,
Right on. I'm not quite sure what movie you're talking about because
you've not seen Night of the Comet.
I don't think
we have to do that. Okay. Anyway,
maybe we can do that.
But my favorite was their Cabbage Patch Kid, who wasn't making any face. Now had a face.
Yeah, now he had a face and everything. Hold on, I'm trying to get it. You gotta stop bringing this shit up. Okay, so yeah, the Cabbage Patch Kid. I'm all like, that's not a real person, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So then the guys pull up and everything, and they're all like, ah, and they're like, man, there's some ugly kids around here. I'm like, yes, there are, because these two are fucking gross.
I don't think they were that attractive before this.
Yeah, I mean, well, lady, this didn't help. They might have been able to grow out of that. And she's just so fucking happy about it. She's like, yeah, those bitches.
And she's actually a cutie patootie.
I mean, if you say so. But so then everybody's running from these two little girls. And I'm like, yeah, they should, because these little girls are fucking scary. So then they go to the salvage yard. He's like, we need to stop at the salvage yard. And I want to just say right now, you could totally tell that this was not Demi Moore. If you look at this right here, this is supposed to be Demi Moore.
That's an old lady or an old man.
Yeah. And I'm like, just the wig alone, you could tell it wasn't Demi. And the body, I'm like, this is way too not Demi Moore. So she's running from some dude on a motorcycle, and she stashes some money in this men's room paper towel dispenser, right? And then she's like, I gotta hide. So then they pull up to get some gas, which it's in the end of the back of it. That was so classic, love it.
Classic.
So he goes in to take a leak, right? And in walks, oh god, this is driving me.
Well, because he wipes his hands and notices there's money.
After this guy, he comes in and he finds Demi Moore, and he's all like, and he finds the money, right? And so he's like, and so he finds Demi Moore, and he's all like, where's my money? She's like, that's my money, and you know it is. And then he takes the money. He's like, hey guys, You're looking for this, and he just runs away, and I'm all like, and as he's running away, he tosses the money out, and everybody starts to get it right. And he's like, drive, drive, drive. And I love how Demi Moore, she pops up in the back. She's like, where are we going to? And they're all like, we're going to Nantucket and shit. And it's like, where did you come from, fucking Houdini? Like, Jesus Christ.
And just by coincidence, she's going to Nantucket too.
Yeah,
oh my God, who knew?
So the bikers are following, right? And he's like, we got to catch the boat, which he takes the gas pump with him, which I'm all like, oh, so
I'm like, that's not how that works.
Yeah, it's not how that works, because it was hollow, and I'm like, that's not how it works. It's not like it was like
best case scenario, the tube would have broke off and it would have been sticking out. The pump would have been sticking out, not the whole damn thing.
So they're like, the boat's already left, and he's like, don't worry, we'll make it and shit. So they ramp off, which I just want to say right now, they would not have made it. That was way too far. But the biker guy, he doesn't make it, and he plunges into the ocean. Everybody's laughing.
Which I believe the bike would have made it before I believe the car.
Exactly. I agree with you. So then they're on the ship and everything, and they're just chilling out. So he starts to tell a tale of the rhino again. He's like, so he's leaving the big city because he's gonna go find some love, right? And the fuzzy bunnies lead him to a boat, and he doesn't like boats. He hates boats, but they lead him to this boat, right? And he gets on the boat and he gets out to the ocean, and this big octopus that he's on top of eats him alive or brings him to the bottom of the ocean. He's like, never believe the fuzzy bunnies. I'm like, yeah, those fucking bunnies. So then she's like, what you doing? He's like, oh, I don't like boats. And she's all
so he's sitting inside the lifeboat.
Yeah.
Which looks like it would fit 2 people.
Right. And so then she goes on to explain how she's going to Nantucket, and she needed that money because she was trying to save her grandpa's house. And I don't remember what she said about people living in his house, but apparently people
sounds like it's like a group home or a retirement facility, or it's just him and a bunch of war buddies living in the same house.
I'm like, you let squatters live in your house?
I'm like, you shouldn't be behind on your mortgage if you have a ton of people.
Right.
Go around with the tin cup, knock on the doors, and go, alms for the poor. Let's go, bitches. Mortgage to pay.
So I love how the girls with the fucked up faces are on this boat, and he's just like, they're all like, oh, God damn, and everything. They're like, ah. And I love how everybody runs away from these 2 girls. Like, I'm all like, you're on a fucking boat, you guys.
Where are you going?
Look at this boat. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go where these little girls can't get to you? I'm like, it's fine. It is what it is, but it's funny. It's funny. Okay, so
I mean, but they've got a gag for the rest of their life. They should embrace it.
Oh, they're gonna gag on something. I'll tell you that. They ain't getting no jobs. So these 2 show up, and these two are the twins, right? And I love them because they're stupid, but they're funny and everything. So they're here to pick up Hoops and what's his best friend's name?
I don't remember.
Okay. George, because remember they yell it later on. They're like, George. Yeah. So they also are here to get somebody's boat and everything. Anyway, so they pick him up and everything, and she's like, I'll see you later and everything. And he's like, hey, how's it going? And everything. And they're like, be nice and everything. So they're filming this movie about a rabies-filled dolphin, which I was like, I'd watch that movie.
But isn't it like the 8th one or something?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. And so they're all like, yeah, we're here to also get this guy's boat and everything. And I don't remember his name, but he pulls up way too close to John Cusack, and John Cusack falls on top of his car. He's like, you touched my car. He's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. And he tries to clean off his car. And he's like, you touched it again. He's like, and then he throws a tantrum like a child. It is crazy. He's like, never touch my car. And then Cookie has to get out of it.
Doesn't he stomp too, like a dum-dum?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm all like, this is a man-child right here. It's crazy. Like the literal definition of a man-child.
Well, his name's like Teddy, isn't it?
Yes. And then
isn't it like Teddy, and then the girlfriend's name is Cookie?
Yeah, her name is Cookie. I don't remember his name. His name is Teddy. Okay. So Cookie, she's like, hey, Teddy, I want to get on your boat. So stop throwing a fit and come eat these animal crackers or something like that. And he eats the animal crackers before he gives her a kiss, which I'm all like.
And she holds him up by the little string.
And I'm all like.
And I'm like, oh, Teddy's special.
He is absolutely
He's
special.
rich, but he's special AF.
So then Ty, his best friend Ty, comes along and grabs these two knuckleheads, which I love how it's Jeremy Piven that's playing Ty. Like, Jeremy, I'm sorry, like but he's very frat bro coded.
Yeah, 100%.
I knew plenty of guys like this. Okay,
He's
so anyway,
such and he's so typecasted because that is what he plays in every single role. He's always that like bully frat bro guy thing.
And they're like, get the boat off the thing. And I love how they hang him up because he touched the car, and I'm all like, ah, shit. So then they get back to George's mom's house and everything, and parents' house, because okay, so she's like, hey, how are you, sweetie, and everything, and totally ignores them, and he's like, yeah, she loves me. So then they go to meet his dad. It's his dad, right? This is his dad, right?
Whose dad?
George's dad.
No, it's his Uncle Frank.
Oh, okay. I don't fucking remember everybody, okay? And I'm not good with names and shit. Anyways, I just want to say those red pills right there. I just want to say those red pills. Those are caffeine pills. I just want to say that right now. I know because I take them all the time. And he needs
and they were huge in the 80s. So.
Yeah, they were. I'm so excited. So then okay, so this is the thing with Uncle George, or whatever his name is. Every summer there's a radio station on the island that gives away $1 million, but you have to be like the 50th caller. And every year he sits by the phone listening to this radio station, and he's all like, I think every year he goes a little bit more crazy. And I'm like, yeah, this dude's definitely fucking crazy if he's sitting by a fucking phone for 3 months. Like, what's happening here? So they head into town, right? And they go to pick up Booger. I don't remember Booger's name in the movie.
His name's Stan, maybe.
Sure, Stan. So they go to pick up. I'm gonna call him Booger because he's Booger in Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh no, it's Ak. That's his name.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because I kept saying Affleck when I was watching.
And I was like, who names their kid Ak? Like,
yeah, I was like, oh yeah, Affleck, like the duck. I was like, that's weird. Anyway, so his dad's very Army or Air Force loving. And he's got this shop, which the shop, I'm not gonna lie, is actually pretty cool, right?
Yeah. And
he's like, it's
like a wilderness, supply store with some army shit in it. Too.
Yeah, it's very So he's like, go. He's like,
he's out collecting shells on the beach for me.
On the beach, yeah.
And George is like, that sounds more like Aki.
Yeah, but it's the Nantucket Air Force Base Target Beach,
which I'm like. I would love if this was real, that all those rich people live on Nantucket during the summer, but they have to deal with, there could be an accidental bombing of their $1 million mansion.
Exactly. I'm like, that's great. So he's all like, yeah, when my dad makes a killing on these used shells, and I'm all
gets
like,
$12 a pop.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not worth it and everything.
In the 80s, it was.
I don't know,
but I'm like, these guys, why don't they just wait until they're done testing? And then run out and grab them.
That's a great point. So then they come across this doll, right? He's like, oh my God. And he's like, every time there's a mutilated doll, a little girl like cries or some shit like that. And I'm all like, what's that all?
They just went and got a new one, or they're the ones that mutilated it.
Yeah, my whole thing is like, where did this come from? This whole, hatred of the
he's not.
What does that have to fucking do with dolls? I know plenty of kind people. They're not all freaking out over mutilated dolls, because he freaks out later on, and I'm all like, you need to calm the fuck down over this doll situation. So anyway, so then we hop over, and they see this funeral going on with
Cassandra's grandfather has died.
He died, and I'm all like, oh, that's tough, and everything. But I love how they set off the alarm of the guy reading the sermon or whatever,
the Hirsch.
Yeah. And so then this guy, so then we get to meet the main villain of the movie. And I don't remember his name, but what
is his name?
He's a lot of fun. So he is the dad of Teddy, right? So I love how he is sitting here and he gets a lobster from his maids. And then he's like, you may go now. And then he listens to him scream. He's even got some little
He's got a
forceps
stethoscope
to
in
listen to
the
them scream in the
thing,
water.
like
So good, so good. He's like, Teddy, and everything. And I'm like, and so he goes over to Teddy. He's like, and he's like, we need to talk now. He's like, you have to win that Armada race or whatever it's called, the Nantucket marathon thing.
the
with
regatta.
boats. The regatta, thank you. Armada. I said Armada.
You
Anyways,
did.
he's like, you need to. He's like, are you sure you're gonna win it? He's like, yeah, Dad, it's in the bank. He's like, because if you don't win, he's like, do you know what happens? He's like, hi, Daddy, and everything.
And he's like, hi, Grandpa.
And everything. I love how I want you to know right now, I don't trust people that call their parents mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
If you're a grown-ass adult and you call your parents
if
mommy
you've
and
gone
daddy,
through puberty and you call your parents mommy or daddy, like I know when my daughter was like 16 or 17 that if she said mommy or daddy, she did something wrong or she wants something.
yeah, like my daughter could probably get away with calling me daddy, but if you're a man and you call your dad daddy, I'm just like, what's that all about? Like, what is that all about? Plus, I don't.
But I love this part because this is the only part in this movie that I feel for Teddy. His dad is striking
about this
fear.
bullshit.
Yeah, fear.
Why don't you tell everybody what it is that strikes fear into his heart? Go ahead.
Leans down to him and tells him that if he doesn't come home with the trophy,
don't say it. Don't say the word. Don't say the word.
He is gonna have to go to work.
No, you said the word, Vetta. He hates that word. And I was just like,
oh, he hates it. He puts his fingers in his ears and starts going la 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 la.
Yeah, which I'm all like, oh, that's Vetta. I told Trisha, I was like, that's Vetta right there.
100%.
She's not all about the work. So anyways, so he's all like, I want to build Beckerstead Estates, which I'm like, there's a mouthful.
This is one hell of a model too. Like, you could have built this model and made it fit on a 6-foot table. You didn't have to make it 40 feet the length of your damn pool.
And he's all like, we need to. He's like, this will ensure that we aren't under Daddy's thumb anymore. Because they'll get enough revenue. He's like,
which they would have been, because later we find out that Grandpa was going to be helping finance it. So they still technically would have been under him. He still would have had control.
Yeah. And in the place of Sandra's grandpa's house, they're going to build the Lobster Log restaurant, the grandest restaurant on Nantucket.
Why is it called Lobster Log? I get it's a lobster restaurant, but this is not a log cabin of any sort.
I don't know, but
couldn't they just have called it looks like a lobster restaurant? Like, what is this name?
It looks like fucking Mar-a-Lago. It's fucking huge for a restaurant. I'm like, God damn, that's a hotel. That's not a restaurant. Restaurants are one floor. I mean, 2 maybe, but not with like a fucking 2 wings on top. You don't have a west wing and an east wing on top of your fucking restaurant.
And a giant, like, they go through the whole process of making this beautiful model of this thing to put a giant neon sign above it that says Lobster Log. I'm like, a way to trash it up.
Right on. So he's on the beach talking to Demi Moore, and she's all like, I have to come up with
wearing like a curtain. Like, what is this dress?
Yeah, she's hippy dippy.
But she has to come up with 3,000. Too big, and then she lifts it up as if the water's gonna get it wet. I'm like, dude, the water's nowhere near you.
Right.
It's hitting your toes.
Yeah, right. So she's talking about how she needs $3,000 to get her to get her grandpa's house out of debt, and all those people can live there.
That's what they owe on back mortgage.
Yeah, and we don't ever see these people. And she's all like, I'm gonna sell some furniture and do some gigs, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to make enough money for it, right? So then she's like, draw me something.
Wait, you missed the part too where he like sinks into the sand and he can't get out.
Well, we haven't got there yet. That's at the end when she leaves.
Oh.
Yeah, so she's like, draw me something. She's like, draw me something. She's like, draw a gorilla with me. And he's like, okay, I'll draw you a gorilla and you and everything. And I didn't get okay. Well, let me just see if I can get this stupid picture of it. Anyways, so so there they are, and I'm all like, I don't see her in that, but whatever, it's fine, you know, whatever.
That actually is a better looking version of her.
Oh no, she's great in this movie. She looks great. So then she plops down and she starts to walk away, and he's all like, hey, hey, Cassandra, can you help me out? I can't get out. And he has sunken in through the sand. I'm all like, that tide must have been working its fucking dick off to get you sunk in there,
But my
dude.
whole thing is this again ties into the 80s because in all 80s cartoons, like quicksand is a huge deal. And this is not quicksand, but it totally gives me quicksand vibes because he's sunk down in it and he can't move at all. And I laughed. I was very happy
Yeah,
about
it was
this.
good. It was good for sure. Okay, so then the uncle, he falls in the bathtub because he tries to take the radio in there with him. Idiot. So then they go to the beach, right? Now, I just want to say right now, why George has let them bury him up to his neck is
This is
beyond
his
me.
thing at the beach because they do this more than once to
Yeah.
George.
So he's like, hey, you want to give me some shade? And I'm all
Egg.
like,
I love that Bobcat's name is Egg in this
right.
movie.
And then he puts the chair over him and then he's like, go check on Hoops. And I'm all like,
He's in a bad place.
Yeah, he's in a bad place. I'm like, oh, Hoops can be in a fucking bad place. He'll be fine.
But George asks for shade. And did you notice that the chair doesn't shade him at all? The shadow of the chair is off
That's
to
funny.
the
I
side.
didn't notice that, but that's funny. We'll see it in just a second, anyways. So then they're like, hey, Hoops, what's the matter and everything? And he's like, oh no, I'm just trying to, and he's like, and they're like, you can draw us naked. And I'm all like, what? Why did you guys go straight there? Like, what's going on? They're just like, you could draw us. And I'm like, what? You guys went from 0 to fucking 1,000, like real fucking quick. Like, what's going on?
And they start undressing the minute they
and it's
say
like,
it. They don't even give him time to say yes or no.
Calm the fuck down, you two. Like, you two, you got problems, and it's not just mental. There's other things going on with you two. Anyways, so then Cookie and her friends come by, and they're like, hey, can you help us out? And he's like, I don't know, twins. Can we help these out? And they're like, no, that sounds like work. We don't want to do any more fucking work. I'm like, the twins got it right. Because they don't want to do
They're like,
manual
this isn't going to
labor.
end in sex for us, so we're out.
Yeah, fuck that noise. But he's like, let's go help him out. So then these two are like, hey, so they're going to take out this boat to help him lift the boat. And George is underneath this chair, and in walks, hold on. So they're like, hey, you want to, we got one room for one more. You want to come help us, come with us? And he's like, no, you go ahead, have fun. So this big fat guy walks up and
steals somebody's chair.
This chair. So rude, so rude. And within a matter of like seconds, he has eaten a whole garbage bag.
Like he bought a grocery bag, a paper grocery bag full of.
Yeah.
Like he went to the grocery store and said, I'm going to go to the beach.
He's eating a rotisserie chicken while sitting here. And I'm like, that's not just
brings a can of chili.
A whole can of chili. Hold on,
like not a can from the grocery store, like a can from the restaurant store. Like,
oh, he definitely got this from a Mormon supermarket. Like, there's just no way. He's look at that can. It's fucking huge. And
it's like the cans that back in the 90s that movie theaters used for their nacho cheese that came in the big can.
Oh yeah. And I'm all like, it's Chef Mate, which I'm all like, I don't even know what that is. I'm like, this is crazy and everything. So he's obviously farted so much that George is incapacitated. And my favorite thing is they're sitting there. The EMT sees the chili, and you just hear one woman go, "Oh, chili," and I'm all like, "What's happening?"
And the guy that was eating it is standing there and isn't taking any responsibility.
Yeah,
he's just like, wasn't me.
Yeah, he's like.
And the end teams are fighting over who's going to give George CPR.
Right.
Like, it's your job, dude. And one goes, I have seniority, so you have to do it. And he goes, no, I'm still learning. You have to teach me.
Right. So then Demi Moore is all like, I got a gig at the Dewdrop or whatever. And he's all like, I'm going to be there. 9:00. I'll be at the Dewdrop and everything. She said, great. And she's like, you want to get dinner? And he's like, I can't because George's mom, she's making dinner and I don't want to be rude or whatever.
And you know how grandmas are. They live for that shit.
Yeah. So she makes dinner, right? And he's all like, that was delicious. Now, I just want to say right now, from what I can see on this dinner, it looks like she just put a ham and some bread on the table and everybody just ate it.
And mashed potatoes.
Yeah. And I'm all like, that doesn't.
She plays everybody in the 80s grandma.
Yeah,
she's Molly Rimwald's grandma. She's great. She's great. But I love this part where she hands him a bill.
Yeah, and it's $15 and
for
everything
everybody,
for
which is
everybody.
a good deal, I
It
think.
is a good deal, but I'm like, if you look, it says chicken pot pie. And I go, is that what the bread and the ham and the mashed potatoes was? Was chicken
I was
pot
gonna say I
pie?
didn't see any chicken. I saw mashed potatoes, ham, and bread. Look at that. He has a stack of bread on his plate. Like,
Yeah, exactly, exactly. He's like, don't worry, guys, I got it. And they're all like, because they're all like looking away, and he's like, I got it. That one's built like a pyramid out of bread. What's happening here? Like, what is happening here? You guys need to eat. Okay,
I'm like,
so
you're
they're like,
wasting money and food. Knock it off.
yeah. And one thing I forgot to say was Cookie was all like, hey, Teddy's got a thing tonight. We should go out to the movies and everything. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll think about it. And then these guys are like, why don't you go to the movies with Cookie? And he's like, no, because Cookie's dating Teddy, and Teddy looks like he
Yeah.
will hurt me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
he's a good guy. He's like, her boyfriend's an idiot and a douche,
Mhm.
but it's her boyfriend.
Yeah, and so he's like, I'm just gonna go to Cassandra's concert, her little gig or whatever, because she's nice to me and she's hot because she's Demi Moore. And then
Yeah.
I'm going to come home or whatever, or maybe
Yeah,
I'll
and
go
they're
watch
like, "No,
them.
no, no. Go out with Cookie. We'll let you know if Teddy leaves the party, and then after the movie, you can make it to the Dewdrop Inn to see Cassandra. It'll be perfect."
Yeah,
Except they put Clay and Egg in charge of keeping tabs on Teddy.
yeah. So and so like he's like, no, thank you. He's like, no, no, guys, I'm not
I
gonna do
do
it. I'm
like
just
this cartoon that he draws here.
yeah, because he goes to the door and Bunny has picked him up for the movies and everything. So he gets to the movie theater or whatever, and he's all like, you meet a hot chick or whatever, and then her boyfriend shows up and fucking pummels you.
And he's like,
So then
"Never, ever, ever, ever touch my things." And I'm like,
yeah.
"Your girlfriend's not yours.
Oh no,
Thing."
she says. So she picks him up and she's like, you ready for the movies? And
She's a
I
gold digger because she
for
does not
sure.
come from money. There's no way. She's driving a beat up truck on her
Yeah.
date.
And I like how he's like, oh look, there's Cassandra. You need a ride, and then just splashes water up in her face. And I'm all like, classic, so good.
And
So
Cookie's
good.
all, "I don't pick up hitchhikers."
Hitchhiker. Yeah. Which is a good rule.
It is a good
So
rule.
then then they are bodyguarding a truck full of props.
But
And I just want to say
yeah,
right now, why don't they just shut the doors to the truck and then like lock it up and everything? That's perfectly fine. And
maybe
bodyguard it.
filming's going on, so they need to be able to get in there. Maybe they're
Maybe there's
filming
no
some night
foam,
stuff.
but the foam dolphin is
But
still
maybe
out.
he's the foam dolphin isn't in every scene. I mean,
I'm
in
just saying
Jaws,
maybe
you
don't
barely ever
film.
see the shark.
I'm just saying maybe stay outside the truck, shut it up,
Oh,
close it up,
no.
and then protect the
Whoever
dolphin.
hired these 2 dodos should have known the minute they left Egg alone with the costume truck, he was gonna go in and play dress up.
Right on. So then he's trying to hide because he doesn't want to be seen, but he's in the
It's
truck. It's
funny. He's got a
funny.
safari hat on and fake bushes that he's peeking through. It is funny.
Yeah. And she's like, hey, I wanna she's basically like, hey, I wanna give you some. And he's like, I'm gonna go get some
Whatever.
snacks.
She's all, "I wanna fuck,"
Yeah.
at the
She's
movie
like,
theater.
give me some popcorn. And then so Ty's there and he sees him. And Egg is he is just looking at all the costumes and he finds a
The
fun guy.
Godzilla costume.
So good.
It's so good.
So then
Cassandra makes it to the Dewdrop Inn and
yeah.
starts playing to the 3 people inside.
Yes. And so he's playing around with this Godzilla costume, which I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have zipped it up because he doesn't need to, but he did, and he
He did.
can't get it off and everything.
And he
So
sees the clock and he's supposed to be watching Teddy at this
yeah,
time.
and he's like, ah shit, I gotta get out of here.
So he's literally running down the streets as Godzilla, which is so good.
So good. So then these two mock the dog and they get taken away
Because
on grandma's car.
isn't Nantucket in New Jersey, so you can't pump your own gas? So they stop at a
Is
gas
it?
station.
I thought it was Rhode Island.
I don't know, but I do
Okay.
know. I don't know if Rhode Island has the
Oh
same.
no,
rule.
it's
I know in
Nantucket.
New
Isn't it
Jersey.
Massachusetts? It's Massachusetts.
I don't know. But then
Okay.
it doesn't make sense on why there's gas attendants and she doesn't pump her own gas. Because New Jersey, you're not allowed to pump your own gas. An attendant has to do it.
It is in Massachusetts.
Oh.
Okay. So anyways, then she's at the bar or whatever, and she's singing. And I'm not gonna lie, she's not too bad. But then over at this little gala that they're doing, He shows up in the Godzilla
But at
costume.
least he's doing good and hiding in the green bushes in his green
Yeah,
Godzilla. He is smart in that
yeah.
manner.
And then but I love how they go and they just like announce the whole thing or whatnot. But
And
then
they're like,
um
even though the mortgage is, they could still rescue it. We've been guaranteed the funding's coming through on our side. Wink, wink.
yeah, and then I love how she's like, "Did you get my popcorn?" And he's like, "Sure did." And he brings a whole bag. Now he had a bucket of popcorn that he got scared and dumped it all out.
Because
But why
George
would you
works
bring
at
a
the theater,
whole
right?
bag? I have no idea. I don't remember that.
I thought that's why George was there because he works there, but I
Yeah,
could be wrong.
sure. But why a whole bag of popcorn? Just
To
bring back the
keep
bucket.
her off of him
Oh,
because
that's a great
she's
point. That's a
handsy.
great point. She is handsy, but I say be handsy. It's fine. It's
She
fine.
has a boyfriend and he's trying to be a good guy.
So Ty calls
Oh,
calls Teddy, and Teddy's fucking, you stay
tell
there, you fucking
them
hold him there.
where he calls him from because for those that were born after like 2000, they may not recognize the contraption that Ty is in when he calls Teddy.
It's a payphone.
Yeah,
So
no, it's a phone booth. He's
a
in
phone
a
booth.
full on.
I miss payphones and phone booths. Like you remember
Oh,
the long line of them at like
yep, the
stadiums and
banks.
stuff. I
Yep.
remember those. I miss those. We have one at the library, but it doesn't work and everything. It's just there for shits and
I know
giggles.
there's a couple gas stations that have them, but they're just there for nostalgic purposes.
So the old man throws this cigar, right? And it gets into the mouth, and he does this whole full-on Godzilla reenactment, which
And
I
of
love how
course,
the
they
Asian
have
guys
the
all like, I
perfect
love
community
it.
model
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
giant Godzilla to go through. And these
Exactly,
people
exactly.
run and take
Right.
off as if it's the real
They're
Godzilla.
like, fuck me, there's a giant lizard. We gotta get the fuck out of here, everybody. And I'm all like, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now.
That's what
Yeah,
I love about this movie. Everyone commits. They
everyone
commit
commit. And
100%.
and Cookie eats the whole fucking popcorn, which don't get me wrong. I'm like, I get it, but you are not at a calorie deficit right now. I just want to say that right now. Like, I'm at a calorie deficit right now, and this bitch is just ate a whole bag of popcorn. I'm all like, I would love to put away a whole bag of popcorn, but there's no way you're gonna be
I
able to work
can't
that
even
off
put
with
away
Pilates the
a
next
like
day.
bucket of popcorn, let alone that a garbage bag full of
Oh, I could do
popcorn.
it. I've done it before. I've done 2 buckets and a popcorn and some nachos and a hot dog, all that bullshit.
Dear
I fucking
God.
yeah. When I go to the movies, I fucking love that shit. I'm all about it. But I do drink also when I go to the movie theater. So,
Yeah.
and I'm a muncher when I drink in more ways than one.
I
Anyways,
was gonna
okay, so it's you're naughty.
not going to the movies with you ever.
Okay, so anyways, so then George here, he sees that what's his face is gone. He's like
Egg.
yeah, he's like, I'm gonna teach you I'm gonna teach you a little lesson. And he steals his motorbike, and I'm all like, what are you doing here, dude? You're just stealing your friend's shit to show him a lesson. What lesson is that gonna prove? Like, what are you talking about? So then Booger's dad, I don't know what's going on here,
I
but
think he's a scout leader.
yeah, which I just want to say right now, I was in like Eagle Scouts or whatever. We didn't do shit like, I mean, granted, we did go out into the woods and start fires and shit like this, but they weren't all like, hey, there's a downed helicopter, go find people to fucking rescue. And I'm all like, that's not what we did and everything. But it's
Well, Aggie's dad's a little different.
he is a little different. Yeah. And then he tells Aki, he's like, I want you out of the house by morning or some shit like that.
Because he's not going to join the army.
Yeah, it's not
or the Air Force or something. I don't know.
Which I just want to be all like, dude, you need to calm the fuck down and everything. I don't think Aki could handle the Air Force.
I was gonna say Booger wouldn't make it in the army ever.
Right. And so she's okay. So Cookie has invited John Cusack to the beach to watch the moon rising. And I'm all like, you gotta be. He's like, so you think it's just
we gotta give it to Cookie. For a girl that wants to get laid, Cookie's got the moves. Like
she's working her dick off, dude, to get this dude to fuck her. And I'm all like, you are Cookie, you're having to work way too fucking hard for
way
this
too
dick.
hard.
Like,
she could just walk into a grocery store and be like, who wants to fuck? And 30 guys would come out of nowhere.
Yeah. And so he falls down when he falls down the hill, and as soon as he does, though, these fucking scouts, they show up out of it, they're like, save him and everything. And then I love how right after that Cookie shows up, she's like, "Are you okay?" And they just turn around, they're like, "Save her!" And I'm
I
all
love
like,
how his
"What the?"
only thing is run.
Yeah, because he looks like fucking Nosferatu or King Tut and shit. And she's all like, so she starts to run away, and then Teddy and them show up or whatnot, and she's like, "Save me! It was so scary and everything." And they're just chasing these fuckers down the road. And then Godzilla's running after him. I'm all like, what's happening here? This is fun though. So then they get to the Dewdrop Inn, but Teddy catches up with them. And she's all
Teddy
like,
was in a car and they were not.
Exactly. They were not. They were on a moped. So he's all like, he's basically like, I'm gonna beat your ass and everything. And Demi Moore steps in. She's like, I'll bet you $100 that Hoops here can shoot more baskets than you and everything. He's like, I don't think so.
Because she made the assumption that anyone would make when you meet someone and their nickname is Hoops, that they're good at basketball.
Yeah. And so she's all like $100.
Yes, $100. But Hoops conveniently points out that they have no hoop. Oh darn. He's so devastated.
Darn, exactly. So then he takes Booger.
But Ty and Teddy are like, no, we got this.
Yeah, fuck this. And they're like, make a hoop or whatever. And then they get like I just want to say they get like a light bulb, but the light bulb is like conveniently bouncy. And I'm all like, I don't understand how this works, but you know what? It's fun. It's fun. So then Ty, he shoots and he makes 3 baskets in a row.
And one blindfolded.
Yeah. And then what's his face here? Hoops can't make one. So he's all like, that's $100. And she's like, you're not gonna hurt him. And he's like, what makes you say that? And she's like, because he's like, what do you know, karate? And she's like, no, I know Tao. And he's all like, what's that? And she's like, Tao is the creators of mace. And then she starts spraying all of them. I used to say that all the time in high school. Be like, yeah, I know fucking Tao. Don't fuck with me. So then these two, so the next day, it's like they're all on the beach and everything. And they're just hanging out. Yeah, back at the beach. Because when you go to an island, that's all you got to do. And they're just having a good old time. And what's her face is passing out flyers. The
shittiest flyers you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. And so he's all like, let me make you new flyers or whatever. And she's, great or whatnot.
She's like, you've helped enough.
Yeah, you've helped enough. And then we've got like this one, we've got the shark thing is in the water, the rabies dolphin. And so he gets this balloon popped in his thing. And then he flies up in the air, which I'm all like, what is that all about? And he lands right underneath this chair.
Same guy.
And I just want to say something. Okay, so this guy is not sitting in the chair when he gets there, but then he lands underneath the chair and just stays there, like he's trapped. I'm like, this is not a trapped porn where they get trapped inside the dishwasher and they can't get free. This is one of those things where you can just lift up the chair, fucker. Before that guy
sits down. It's
just a lawn
chair. It's not bolted to the ground.
Yeah, and everything. So then he sits down, and then they got to call the ambulance again, which these two guys start arguing again, which is great.
And I love that it's the same EMTs before arguing over the same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So then,
they make a cartoon. For Cassandra's show at the Dewdrop Inn, and they're passing out flyers.
Yeah, good flyers this time.
Yeah, way better.
Trying to get everybody there so that way they can do this. And they drop one off at the.
But why would George think it's a good idea to put one on Teddy's door?
Maybe he was mocking him. I want to know is why when Daddy Teddy, whatever his name is, why when he comes out, why does he zip his zipper up?
I think he was in the bathroom or he was watching some porn.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, he's being naughty because he
comes out. What if he was doing something to the lobster? Like
probably he's
he's way too obsessed with lobster.
Because he kept looking out his door like somebody was watching him, and I'm all like, he wasn't
like he's been caught.
Yeah. So then back at mansion, crazy. He's like, I am not going to stop doing this until I've mastered this contraption, which is a crossbow. And he's like, Dad, I got to do my laps. He's all about
and he's using lobsters as his target. Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about Teddy's laps for a minute. First of all, their pool is not deep at all. He can stand in it, but he wears arm floaties when he does his laps.
Yeah, I love that he wore on his arm floaties. That's great. So then these two show
Teddy
up
is
to
a
get.
child.
He is a child. He's a man child. So
Yes.
the twins show up to get his
Dad's
dad's
Jag.
jag, and he's mean to them and everything.
But they get a
And
lobster out of it.
yeah, Booger goes to help to go live with the guys and everything at the shop. And so I can't. So then
So Teddy drops off his Ferrari to be
no,
serviced.
well, not what's his face tells the story about a fat kid that got made fun of.
Oh, well, because and
What's his
isn't
face
this
is all
also where because he tells him that his dad officially kicked him out, so now
yes. So then this guy, he's all like, "Hey, we passed out some flyers, and we're hoping to get a bunch of people to come to your show or whatever." And I can't remember what she says, but then he ends up falling down the stairs, which I'm all like, "Good riddance, you fucking idiot." Yeah. So then they're like, "What if? What's his face? What if Teddy like shows up and he's like, don't worry, we got that covered." So they rocket launch at this boat for some
a
reason.
little dinghy boat,
Yeah. So they can steal the lobster truck.
The lobster catch of the day for Lobster Log Restaurant.
Yeah, right. And everything. And then they dump it into Teddy's pool, which I'm all
And
like,
how is it that when Teddy's walking to the pool, he doesn't see 1,000 bazillion lobsters in his pool? They don't blend. They're not wearing camouflage.
Exactly. And how did nobody notice this big fucking truck with a bunch of lobsters pull up into your backyard? Like,
well,
what's
it
happening?
does say the Lobster Log Restaurant, so it is their restaurant, even though it's not built yet. So why are they collecting lobsters already?
That's a great point too. Like, maybe the dad does have a weird thing with lobster. And I love how he's like, "Teddy, did you do whatever?" And he's like, "No, Dad, I gotta do my laps." And I'm like, "You have a problem. You have an addiction, sir." Although his body is really nice because
he is fit.
Laps. Yeah, he's fit. There it is. The laps have been working. So then he jumps into the pool, right? And then he's all like, "Hey, Cookie, come here, get in." And he's like, "Ow, ow," and everything. He pulls her in, and we find out that the lobster have attached themselves.
And he thinks the way you get lobsters off you is the same way you stop a fire if you catch on fire and you stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and
and
roll,
that's
right?
not how that works, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what's her face gets one lobster on her, and you can totally tell it's just pinned on. Yes. I want to ask you a question. Why do these two do this right here? Why do they do that?
That's their celebration dance.
That's crazy. Okay. Yeah,
you're a twin. Don't you and your brother have a little celebration situation?
No, we don't, because we're normal. So
well,
back at
the
drop
Egg and Clay aren't. They have a celebration day.
Would they everybody shows up to this and they all are dancing terribly, by the way.
Right. The Drew Drop In hasn't seen this many people since grand opening 50 years ago.
Yeah. And I did like the backup singers because she was like, they were like, "Don't look back." And it's like,
and they're dressed like maids.
Yeah. Well, one's got the
beads
the
hanging.
beads. Yeah, she's looking like what's his name? Oh gosh, I can't remember. The Chappelle
Stevie
show.
Wonder?
No, it's fine. No, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And so I'm just like these ladies, she just grabbed these from the restaurant next door. She's like, "Ladies, I need backup singers. Get over here." And they're like,
or from this restaurant, who knows, or bar or whatever.
Probably. Yeah. So it's obvious that tonight is a success, right? So and they get the money and everything, but she gets the money, but he still has let the old rich man take over the mortgage.
They've let the bank let the rich guy buy the mortgage, which I'm like, I don't know how mortgages work with the buying and selling of them, but I don't think you can sell it to someone. Isn't that a conflict of interest that the person that wants to buy the property is allowed to buy the mortgage and won't accept her payment?
I don't honestly. Also, I don't know. I don't know the legal ramifications.
I don't either.
So then they.
I love this holistic veterinary and acupuncture center with the dogs pushing dogs in wheelchairs and stuff.
And the reason they go there is because Daddy Warbucks here kicks Bosco, which I just want to say right now, you kick a dog and you're a fucking monster. I was like,
you deserve to go to jail and be
you deserve to go to jail. His foot should be cut off in front of his child. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm like, you don't get to kick a dog.
I think if he was just tied up in the shower to be used as a plaything for everyone in prison, that's fine
too. Bosco. I was like, sweetie, acting classes. But I think that was the whole point. Anyway, so they Bosco's gonna be fine, right? But so what they have to do is they have to win the race. They're like, if we win the
Yeah, because
race,
Aki goes, we've got to win the regatta and take that away because that's what they need.
yeah.
And they're like, but you're forgetting one thing. We don't have a boat. And he's like, yes, we do. And the boat that John Cusack and Demi Moore sat on at the beach is said boat.
Yeah. So we get this montage of them replenishing this boat, right?
And I want to know how, I mean, granted, this takes place all summer. So I'm assuming this little montage takes place over a couple weeks, maybe even a month or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's no way they're rebuilding a whole boat, painting it and everything in a couple of days. So
right. Exactly. So they're gonna do the christening of the boat, right? And he's like, I've been saving this little bottle of whatever Christophe. Anyways, I can't remember what he said.
My parents brought it back from France.
Right. And he pulls out this tiny little bottle. Now, don't get me wrong. I would drink it. Whatever.
Shooters are great.
Yeah, they're great. They're
I don't think they make shooters of wine or champagne, but
So then he's like, what's your name? You christen the boat. And she hits the boat and knocks a piece off of it. And I'm like, oh, that sucks, dude. So then they give him a captain's hat boat, and he's like, I can't be the captain. They're like, you have to be the captain. We need you.
This is your thing.
And so she's like, listen, you got to be the fucking captain. He's like, fine, I'll be the fucking captain. So then they're sitting inside, and the engine has gone on the boat. They're like, fuck, the engine's done.
No, they can't find a good enough engine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They can't find anyone. So then what's his face? One
Teddy.
of the twins brings in Teddy's car.
Clay,
yeah. And he's like, what happened?
Because he's got a bloody nose.
He's got a bloody nose. He's like,
Egg is pissed.
Yeah, he's like, I touched his car. He gets the chainsaw and he's like, wah, and everything goes fucking ballistic on that car and everything. And you're all like, what do you do to the car? Like, what do you do to the car?
I don't think I was questioning what he did to the car. It was a chainsaw versus a Ferrari.
Well, so then they get out the regatta and everything, and they're showing up, and they've got a whole Janet Jackson dance routine down and everything. They're all like, we got this and everything. And so they
and all the other boats are laughing at them.
Yeah. And so they get there, and these guys are all like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I love how what's his face? Jeremy Piven. I love how he's already got a receding hairline. Like he's like
I think he was born with a receding hairline
and everything. And so they cut. So hold on. Oh crap. I went too far. So they cut the tongue off this Snoopy.
It's Odie from Garfield.
Yeah. Thank you. And Booger freaks the fuck out. He's just like, you fucking monsters. Mm-hmm. You fucking monsters. I'm all like, this it goes back to the doll thing. This is I'm sorry, but that's weird. It's just fucking weird. And then Jeremy Piven, he eats the tongue. I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, what's going on here? This is frat boy material. So for the regatta, first thing they have to do is they have to paddle out to a certain point.
Paddle out to the buoy.
Then they can put up the sails.
Yep.
And then they go around another buoy, and then they can turn on their engine to come back. Okay. So while they're paddling to get what's his face?
To go faster.
Yeah.
George starts taunting him with
I can't remember
WWF.
Yeah. And everything. He's like, ah, and they start going faster.
And Teddy says he's a pussy, and he's like, rah.
Yeah. And so they start pulling ahead a little bit, right? And they raise the sails and everything, and they're catching up on the what's their faces. And Daddy Warbucks, he comes out from under the deck, and he's like, Dad, what are you doing here? He's like, I knew you couldn't handle this, son, so I've come with Plan B and everything.
And apparently he has mastered the crossbow.
Yeah, he has mastered the crossbow. And he shoots their little string that holds
up their mainsail.
Yeah, people with boats, tell us what that's called. Right. Don't tell us because we don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
And so they're all like, well, we got to get the thing back up in that hoop. But we won't be able to do that until we go back to shore. And so Hoops has got an idea. He's like, I got an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. And he ties a little ball onto the string, right? And of course, he's never made a basket now since this moment. He gets it up
And
in
of
there and goes right
course.
in, and then they're able to pull the mast up again, and they're able to sail forward into the yonder blue, right?
And Teddy and his crew are just big fat cheaters all around.
Yeah, all around. Which I'm all like, you guys were doing pretty good. You don't need to cheat and everything. You want to win it, earn it.
Because
So
they
then,
cut the line of somebody else's
yeah,
main sail, but the boomstick comes around. I don't know if that's what it's called. I'm
yeah,
just saying that because it booms someone in the head and throws them in the ocean.
yeah,
And Ak jumps in and saves them.
yeah. They end up getting married later on. And so then they're chugging along, right? And then what's there he's all like we got to do something kind of thing. But then he gets knocked off because of this submarine / dolphin thing, right? And he's like, Teddy, come back and get your father and everything, Teddy. And he's like, I don't know where we're. She's like, move on, we gotta go. And this big giant rabies dolphin eats him and everything in his fake feet, and pops out. And then what pops out is that little redheaded girl. So then they're getting ready to they start their engines. And of course, Teddy, they are chugging along with these engines, right? But then the crew was all like, bombs away or some shit like that.
Blow the whatever. I don't even remember what they say, but it's
the
pretty
back
much
of the boat, and they have attached the Corvette or whatever's engine, Ferrari's engine onto the boat. Now, Vetta,
not just the engine, the entire back, because that was one of those Ferraris back in the day where the engine was in the back.
Yeah.
In
my
the 80s.
question for you is it the same? And would it work like this? I don't know how engineering works.
I don't know enough about engines, okay?
Yeah, because I was all like, do you attach a rudder to that or whatever, or a little spinny thing to it? I'm just like, I don't know if that works like that. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine.
It works for them in the movie, so
for sure. And they are just chugging along. They are powering through, and
Teddy or Ty goes, "What do they have in there?" And Teddy goes, "My car."
Yeah. So they end up winning, and
Bosco comes out, and Bosco, oh, spoiler alert, surprise, is a girl, and was pregos and comes with like 8 little pre-cone puppies following behind her.
Yeah. And Booger's dad is super happy with him for saving that person. He's like, "Oh, you're a real man now." And I'm all like, "Okay, cool. All you had to do is save somebody to get in your dad's."
I'm pretty sure the minute he was born and there was a penis between his legs, he was a boy.
Yeah. So then he's all like, "Listen, we'll give you the trophy because that's what you really need. You give us the house." And he's all like, "I'm going to take the trophy and I'm going to keep the house." And the grandpa's like, "No, because I'm not going to finance that architecture thingy.
You're going to have to go to work." And Teddy throws a tantrum.
And so then he gives back the house to her. And so they kissed, and he's telling his little thing. He's like, love finally found the rhino and everything. And they lived, happy ever. And the little bunnies or whatever, they just, fucked off.
Blew up or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. And so we finally get to the uncle, right? And he's listening to
Uncle Frank.
Station. Yeah.
All summer long.
Yeah, to this nasty radio. But also at the same time, classic. And so he finally wins the contest and everything. He's like, "Oh my God, I've been waiting my whole life." And I'm like, "Why don't you shut the fuck up and stop telling him how you've been
and let them have your name so you can get your money?"
Yeah. But he rips the phone out of the socket. And the guy's all like, "Oh, well, we can't give him money because we don't know who it is," and gives it to this woman.
Yeah, because back in the 80s, there was no caller ID.
There was no caller ID and everything, or star 69.
Nope.
So he's all like talking to this woman, and he's all like, "I have to let you go. There's a rocket headed towards me." And she's like, "A rocket?" And he blows up.
But do I still get the money?
Yeah, and he blows up the radio station, which I'm all like, sucks to be everybody in this situation. And so then these two, I don't know what these two were doing.
They were driving a tow truck for the garage, and the one goes, "A bonfire, get the marshmallows," because apparently they keep roasting sticks and marshmallows for a fire that just happens in their car.
Right on. And that is where the movie ends, you guys. Now that Was there anything in this movie that you wanted to talk about that we didn't talk about in this movie before I ask my last 2 questions and we wrap
No.
this thing up?
I think we
No?
covered everything pretty swell.
Right on. I think so too. I did kind of want to know if he got into the Rhode Island School of
I don't think it
Art.
was that he was waiting to get in. I think he was waiting to see if he was getting one of the scholarships.
Well, I would have liked to have seen him if he got a
Yeah.
scholarship. I would have liked to
Like
see
at
the
the end
results of
of it
that.
showing
Mhm.
the rhino love story, if at the end it had like in the corner first place for the,
Yeah.
MacArthur cartoonist scholarship or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I would have liked to have seen something along the lines of like a trailer or maybe a movie clip of the dolphin rabies, the foam
Oh,
movie, because
yes.
I'm like when they went to the movie theater, could they not have seen number 1 of Foam, that was
Yeah.
playing on the screen, like,
And it
"Hey, they're
might also
filming
have
Foam
been pretty
4."
cool to see, like, maybe a Cassandra music video or
Yeah,
a
that would have been great,
concert
yeah.
poster or
I mean,
something.
we did get Don't Look Back, but I'm all like, "This was great, but daddy wants more." You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I feel like because 80s movies were really known for using the credits to show you the what happened next, they didn't
Yeah.
do that here. They totally could have. I see what you're thinking there, and I agree.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so my last question for you, it's a two-parter as always, is what did you think about the movie overall, and would you recommend?
I love it. I didn't know if I was gonna love it as much as I did way back when, but still love it. It has stood the test of time. It's entertaining, it's funny, would recommend.
I agree. I really like this movie a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's hilarious at points. Like there's some stuff that they didn't wrap up. Like I really would like to know what happened to the purple-haired motorcyclist and stuff like that, and what happened to John Cusack's dad and his and George's dad. Where did those 2 guys go? But overall, I love the movie, and I would 110% recommend this movie. It's like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's funny at times, a lot of good acting in here and
And
everything.
it doesn't take stuff serious.
Yeah,
Like, I know
exactly.
in this
Yeah,
whole thing we've been like, "Oh, well, you can't do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that's the whole point of this movie is it's not too serious." The fact that they're all generic high school graduation in generic Rhode Island, like, because of that, you just know that it's gonna be fun.
yeah, for sure. All right, Vetta. Well, then we're going to wrap things up there. Thank you guys so much for listening to us and everything. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. Now, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please give us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it and it helps us out tremendously. You guys, you have no idea how much it helps us out. We'll also be posting the video version of this to our YouTube channel. So be sure to check us out there, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave a comment or whatever, anything. Also, you guys, we do have a Patreon if you are interested. And over at our Patreon, we review movies, but we do movie franchises. We'll go from movie 1 all the way to movie 14, whatever it is and everything. It's a lot of fun over there. But there's plenty of different levels to suit whatever need. Go check it out. I think you'll like it. But most importantly, you guys, please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Oh.